Today we're unboxing our first delivery from Blue Apron. This week contains Cuban sandwiches, turkey meatballs and linguine, as well as stir-fried chow mein noodles. Each box comes with a recipe card that includes the laid out ingredients as well as the knickknacks and recipes on the back of the card. Each week we'll be receiving one of these boxes. It'll include 3 recipes for 2 people. The recipes are actually quite hearty, as you'll see here in a moment. Supposedly this only was 700 calories a person, however it appears it was upwards of 1,000 based on all the oil and everything that I put in it. As you see here in a moment, we're obviously not cooks, and which is very evident as we get going. Anyway, this includes a number of different ingredients here. I'll hurry and pull them all out. We've got the bread, and then we'll kind of cut through this pretty quickly here, but it's got all the different ingredients for each meal. See some cucumbers, some lettuce, chives, not sure what that is. Each box also includes, or each meal includes, a knick-knack bag. Essentially inside of each bag it includes the spices and pretty much anything that you need to complete your meal. I don't think it has salt or pepper in anything. And here's the meat. Next we move into actually laying out what each meal includes to kind of give you a visual of what's in the box. They're all crammed in here, however everything is intact. None of the tomatoes or anything that you'd think would be smashed is smashed. Not sure how it arrived. This shipped UPS ground from California to Utah, so it only had about a 2-day transit time anyway. It arrived nice and cold. Some of the basil looks dead. But it doesn't matter if it's wilted or not. I think it'll wilt down as it starts to cook in the spaghetti and meatballs. Excuse me. So basically, the first thing we did is we cut up all the ingredients. As you can see, we cut up the cucumber, the plantain, cut the bread in half, cut the lime in half, chopped up the garlic. Next is basically turn on the grease there. Get it going with the pork. We've added some pepper and salt to it. At this point I'll go very quickly through the remainder of the recipe. It's actually quite boring to cook this food, as we found out here. It was fun activity for my wife and I, but the actual video is boring when you play back. Anyway, you cook the meat. It did not include salt and pepper, as I mentioned earlier. Essentially we just put salt and pepper on it, season it, put some oil on it, kind of fry it there. Next we put some spread on the bread here. Blue Apron says this is kind of a ubiquitous material here. I've never seen this type of mustard, so I don't know that I'd consider it that, but it's essentially kind of a spicy mustard with a little bit of honey in it, and I'm not sure if it's chia or what's in it, some sort of seed. Next we make the sauce that we will be tossing. Paisley will toss a salad here in a moment with this. And checking on the meat here again. We had a difficult time cooking the meat. We recommended 5 to 7 minutes on each side. We ran it for about 7 or 8 minutes on each side, and we noticed the center was still pink. We normally don't cook pork, so I'm not sure what the center would look like anyway. I know it turns white, but you can see here it's pretty pink, which we don't like. We move into the next part where we lay out the sandwich, add the cheese, and basically we start to kind of dress the entire sandwich here with the pickles. We make kind of a pickled sauce. Pull out the meat here, basically slice it up. Recommended slicing with the grain. I wasn't able to tell which way what the grain was due to it kind of burning. Next we fry the plantains in the same skillet, although it's been wiped out with new grease. Kind of boring here. Essentially it caramelizes them. We didn't add any sugar or anything, but they taste a little bit better this way. They're not as gooey. Skipping through the next part, cut open the meat here with our knife. We don't have the proper tools here. We don't obviously cook at home very much, but flip the plantains. More boring stuff here. Continue to cook. Eventually these will be tossed into the salad with the sauce that we created. Here's where we garnish the pickles, and the honey and everything comes into play. Top off the sandwich with it. Basically cut up the meat into a number of different portions and put them on the bread. We didn't properly cut the meat. In hindsight, we should have probably cut it thinner. we don't have the right tools to cut it. Anyway, get the bread nice and hot. They recommend pressing it down with another plate, or unless you've got some sort of heavy object that's made for cooking, which we don't have. Here we are tossing. She really enjoys tossing that. And then we're basically off to the plating. The meal itself was pretty decent. It was actually really good. I've never had a Cuban sandwich before, so I'm not sure if this is the proper way of doing it. A lot of people say it should have salami in it. I'm not sure if the validity of that, but here's the finished project.